He was so busy. Dadi kwabo mutera agamba nawe inekebyo kumugambira. You are in a hard situation, he will tell you itwe tukakuzibwa omwaga twabonabona twaza a boxer for a year. Konga nicyo cyatuhiyemo obushaija. Ahura wagaruka mamani atumwe nimwe ngamuhirwe mshanye bukimwe kiruho numyana mnywa numbyama. Indeed ngandi menta kabuna wenenga menta amena teta insteta kobe no mushika urugudisha mero akushika gambera. And this world belongs to the organized and the disciplined, and the disasters are waiting for the disorganized and the indisciplined. Nanawe nakuno muntu inemche adaka wouldn't even tolerate, wouldn't akata kushirika hukwa chembe akagambira. Indeed he was a dad. Kutawe tumshika azana. At the moment you capture a moment, it comes and never comes back. We want to stay with you here. Akatigira itoba sheija stigira kuirenga banyo kuimwe. Your mom, she can do all that she could do for you. She has the time. We are always busy up and down. Indeed, I don't blame him. I don't blame him of young Munonga, but even the little time we had with Daddy, akataka mnatukunda. Tinachizo mnayefuza. Akakutwara omunte, nyonga kurra omunte, okimugamba ngu agakama oreba ashemereirwe, okimutera yahura oyo omunte ahura ashemereirwe kandi biyabingaza mamani ahakuba ninkunda tatajjakukunda. Kanyanamutera ntibaita wenki ninkorera rubaju rwa mawe oroho. Akangira kunanimbasa nanyenkyo ninkyetenga nkanye nk'omuntu atukonga tikikubasika atongwenu nyoko ashoirwe. Respect his husband, her husband. Obo mwana kayo mwa ngira Mario mwingi na baba tukubura ate ibintu byatukurize atukutahita bine tukatakuza kwabashinja mbwenu I love mommy na wakamberaho yanagira yangeso kunda abenzirwe nabo abo weitu yampabura ahinagwa cause obwire bunyinga bweza namabo nati ndetse nkamureba kuke kunga mpurira wena nsemereye irwe nyoko nabe mureba mpurira shana mwese yona ne yanjye nawe mbamwine mangu nangwa wakuboryo hatini jwawe ngora mamunyine tata nawe mbaheyi burawe nasemereye agwa kuno mkusumba konkaga nkemanya na mangu nsumbere ngo munsumbere nyine tujya munsumbere ngune ndiye nsomero obondia ni kamera ni tora ni nyegezente ndapikwinama meni kamera mau namatina mukamire wini minye gabye
Santi bali wali awe tajja Masigenda ku balinda tekisibe bagenda ku
even my siblings now dog in my P7 vac I spent a whole day with him at home when we have a room koma ngamwine ni muhura takumanya ngayampka yankunda namkunda nangwe nambe nambale bile kuru
Sunday teri
konka nimba kunda mwenda kanti nipunga nikunda go wait Daddy rest in peace.
My name is Nzanga Mark Tumwine. Now manyade banyanko have a saying. Ngiwe speech koko shtam ne yemereye. Koko emera gamba yeshtam. When I have a few things to say. One, Daddy, had a moment. I was with one of my other brother, cousin brother, he's called Timothy. So we were inside here, tukatejira ishomero. Akajo ile sati ekeho, those who know Mr. Joker. So the shirt had, why so serious? So he asked him, what are you putting on? So Timothy told him he's called Mr. Joker, and he was like, what does he do? You know, he's a person who liked more about discovering, knowing about something new. So he asked him, what do you like about him? So Timothy told him his quotes, his movies. So immediately he went to Google. He Googled Mr. Joker. So the first quote he read, it was like, life fucks everyone, not until it's your turn. That was the first quote that he read. He told us, you know, in life is all about what you make it. If you decide to take a route that me, my mentor, the person I follow, my role model is Mr. Joker, then these are the words you'll be saying. But me, my mentor, when he told me that, I remember that my role model is him. My mentor was him. He was my afande. He was my commander. And one of the things that I will never forget, I used to love him whenever he was in his combat. He was one of the smartest. I think one of the army officers who can try to keep up his smartness is General Coretta, but the rest he beats them up. Let it be the president himself. That's what I liked about Daddy. I didn't have enough time, you know, books. The only time is maybe 2 weeks. So, me, what hurts me most is that the last time I was with Daddy, we were done with exams, but they wanted to extend for some time study holidays. So we told him, there are no students in school. He was like, so you want to go home? We're like, yeah. He said, okay, come. So day 1, day 2, and the third day we were supposed to travel to the village because we don't normally stay here. So we delayed to wake up. By the time we reached here, he was already harsh. We didn't even greet him. We didn't say anything. Kwatizawe. Oh, can't daddy? No. Go. I called him. He was like, I will call you. So it took a week. After a week, you know, Phoenix, you know, 20 years back. So by the time he's admitted at Nakasero. I called him, he didn't pick up. I tried to call Daudi, he didn't pick up. I never got in touch with him. The next time I heard, he was lifted to Nairobi. So the last moments were bad. God knows everything. Kari, Daddy now Kuleka, rest in peace. I shall forever see.
Kama semwe. Praise God. It's hard to believe that we are standing here talking about Daddy. It's it's like a bad dream that we're going to wake up from. Okay. Ndakwebaza Mukama azagamba my name is Shiba Mama. Ndakwebaza hanga mnonga awamagaraga dadage amhire. I thank God so much for the life that he gave Daddy. I personally believe, and I told him that Daddy, you've lived a long life of riches and honor, like the Bible says, because you are a righteous man. Daddy, God gave him everything. You've seen videos circulating of him saying, God gave me everything I asked him for. Daddy always used to tell us, even on his brokest days, when you would go to him and ask him for money, he would tell you, I'm rich. I'm rich. He gave himself to each and every one of us. I personally admire Daddy so much for his brave character. How he always used to tell us he was ready to die, and he would make fun of us being scared of death, especially me and Mommy. Akagumana me nyondi tayari anytime. Nobna akufahati tukumata. God forbid. Atuna forbidding at angel. And he always said that, not just now. Ninsima Daddy oktetsa unconditionally. Tuena koktulia abakuru abana. Then his grandkids, he would just become a nuisance. He loved them so much, and they love him too. And some of them don't understand right now, but it's a lot. He loved Mommy, like Edna said. We all knew. Daddy loved his country. He loved God very sincerely. Everything that Daddy did, he did exceedingly. Like, he would outperform himself at everything. There's a sister of mine, Shara here, who likes calling him my Valentine. But that's because he loved us so much that he set the standard of love for all of us. That we couldn't be loved any less because he loved us right. He supported us so much. I remember there was a day in high school in particular, they called Daddy to school because my brother had written on a wall and it was illegal. And they defended him and said, Mom had bucket your painting. As even a painting, it's art. Like, he would defend you, and then Akhtar was Rakhana. Kunkaya Herze could defend him from Mishogaman. Daddy was so much fun. A very fun man. You've seen his videos of him dancing in this compound that are going viral. That was Daddy on a normal day. He would, he was so humorous. He would try to catch up with the trends, even of our age. Dada hi. He was just so funny. He loved music. We had that in common. He would wake up one morning and say, now Shiba, we're going to compose a song. They ran to her Kankanambola Stadium, Matisha. Oh my God, and I would want the ground to swallow me. And then we would sing his malaria songs with him. And we would laugh. But my God, we don't take those moments for granted. It's because he was just so much fun. He was fun to be around. Our children enjoyed him. We enjoyed him. We really give glory to God for that. I thank God for giving us an opportunity as a family to nurse him. I don't take it for granted. I thank God that we got an opportunity to see him, even in that state where he didn't want us to see him. Minishka in particular, when I went to see him in Mulabo, the moment I went through the door, he said, Hata kanoa akagambe. Because he knew I used to fear. And he would tell me, Shiba, I'm fine. No one's a Nairobi. He could not speak at that time, but he just held my hand and squeezed it. And I knew he was telling me, like, you girl, I know you, be strong, you know. And we got to pour our hearts to him, and he could hear us, and he would cry. Actually, we would see him tearing when we were talking to him. I thank God for giving us that moment. Now my weak spot, mommy. I'm the mommy. Mommy, ntukushabura. Ninyushka nongambira oti nkaraba mu kintu kyakakoma konkechi. Mommy, we are with you. Like I told Daddy, I remember one day, Dada can't feed in one of these last days in Nairobi. So when they had just resuscitated him and he had got back to his consciousness, I told him, Daddy, don't give up. Fight, you are a fighter, you are a fighter, fight on. Wait for Mommy, she's coming. I told him, don't go before she comes. Queen, we are with you in death, we are with you in life, we are here. Hasn't they Yaguma? Mama Queen, we are with you. We are going to love you and be with you unconditionally. Thank you for everything that you did for Daddy, the sleepless nights. Leo enkotali jeko nkawamuraza wachiteza ameheru. I thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Sleep well, Daddy. You're an angel, a glorious one. Without a shadow of a doubt, we know that you're in heaven. Enjoy those wings because you've earned them. I love you so much.
I heard that. When you're hanging no shanga area on your man, take a take a when having came to me. Now you couldn't drink. When Munasas walk with Jeremiah Tarwa, Jeremiah can shine and Takari. Yangela at the one ya, Nin Shamero Okrokok. Nam Jam Guman Cook. Ronda Hanga Harin Wakusha Kuyam. Yang Rayo Gumot. Nam Yango Ya Nani. Nindo members. Nimanya Hanga Nation Mavanya, the pasta by young pasta and Mujaku Tunga Wanyam. Bueno, hangano mwembers wanje. Nimbasima nyenda gamba Daddy kazi yankumi biri kumunena bantu ere lyantone nishamana namrumu wanje ko warga gamba tujom class tujom ishamero rumwe tujya chumwe tubyama hamwe konka omwaka tayewa mtahiwe ningo mwaka tukamtayi wakagenda akakoreche twena tukata turara hamwe konkare kangambire Dada kaisha shemero Dada wakali mgwa minister kar bize munonga konka Dada ka akahaya man jaisha shemero zakuteba kuisha kutureba shachambuza enta shege kunde enta chubetintu chankoy Mwena mbuzenta tubitoko wanyete zibayu umugira ngwego atobundi yanyu nyine tuzanye nskunda nkoko kuja kwikunda mnyangu nkoko ntuisha kwikunda hasangera yiruko shoma konkanya umagaraga oniyudeba muno okunde ente mnyangu suwachimanyebe mwene ema yana jangona akakora buri chumaka kama kakorachi mwene ka bana banjangu iruko ogende Daddy ayangira akangira atiroko manyente nyo burchuma kunza futahangira mu iroko manyente senti tambeke mwene kuyanzingwiro ko manyente nyoti erisho yanyu terare behari obundi aha nimanya kwe kamera obundi aha nimanya kamera mawe obundi aha nimanya kumwogeza tinkataga bogeza kurwa ambantu bona nguje toziyente oshanga ndi murukomera nintanga ninyozi ya ninkoraki mbwene ukirya obundi aha nisheka okusheka kwanya rikukurra mwene bantu nyenda kubagambira dadoko nakujanga tukajishemera nyona ema ubwo wagagamba akajishemera tereba sasi winji mwene kuyizira katereba yatugambira ngwiroko mushome kokanya wikizu cyanya kangambira owanyu ente zumune iroko rebere nyuko iroko mukamere iroko muri suze
to observe ngenda kutarapo akanya kake nimaze kwegamba amazina manye tataho pena afandogu tata mentor teacher all in one byona bi n'icyemerero cyanjye no aza yankunira kushishe amisho amutima yangira ngo isho wargaho nakajya ngo I will manage kandi aba my siblings mami tuza kumanaging and it's not what he has left for us, it is what he has left in us that matters most, and we shall always forever be grateful. Thank you for supporting us. Daddy, rest in peace.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ishtar Kainendavasi Ruth. Thank you for honoring this day and being with us. We know you're grieving where you are, each and all of you. You know how Daddy touched your lives. Not only us, because it's family, no. Daddy was for everyone, not only us. This is the day I dreaded the most. The day I saw my mom in her casket at All Saints Cathedral. Ndio Afrida, let me introduce myself for those who... Ndio Afrida Choktunji, Ruhondere, na Kazjiri. Nkazarwa omwe, Kangambol Nyankore for those who... Yeah? So I can be fair on both angles, yeah? My mom was the last born in the whole family, the Ruhondere family. Ruhondere na Ednans Kazjiri. I'm being strong right now, not because I want to, but I've cried. I've broken down 1,000 times. I think sometimes Bambe Numreba and Tarhu to help out. Nimbandio Konifa, Wokubadadio Gwenzi. Like I've said, this is the day I dreaded the most. Kwankashi, like my mom used to say, before she used to start her speeches, Akajas to Kute. He has fought the good fight, he has run the race to Kute. Tendeza. Yesu, Yesu mwana kwandika. Oh Musai, Gunaziza. His mother refused to get married before he comes out of the bush, the last born sister. Yeah, just before I get married, you will have ninza kubanza ndecho ineka. Daddy ogu yatunga mami. Mami, turiho kandi tukuze. Daddy akaja ngo teishuka tasmura. Turiho. So, miracle baby, what do I mean? Mawe kuyashweirwe yazara keshchikamwe kati. This is the only day I'll say this openly. It's not embarrassing. I was born through artificial insemination. But akanshutya yankuza from kololo na mami bakanshutya na enke where are you my twin very twachuka hamwe from kololo mami na daddy ogunyonka ngambra mami me I know two mummies my mom and you na kuraninyeta mari mu daddy imagine. And I couldn't say my name Kaine Babazi. I used to say Kwene and he used to say Kaine. I would say Kwene. Atumrecheka bakazinaje. Neje shahand Kwene. Not Kaine. Daddy okantetsa tinyenyenka. Dad no muntu kurebe chirunjo mchibi. He's ever optimistic. He wasn't a pessimistic person. Looking at the brighter side of each and everything, each and everybody. He was unique. But guess what? Every time I'm trying to feel sad, I remember I have to make him proud. Those things he has installed in each and all of us should never fade away. You know? If you know you love Daddy and you're sitting here in this audience, I'm sorry. Yes. Make Daddy proud. If you're a niece, a son, a daughter. Mami ninkunda kande bigambo byanje neiwe. Daddy atakabere kubi. Daddy musibwireje. He visited my shop. He has played with my kids, his grandchildren. Mami akazaro mwe konka yaza kumugambire de shaha treba Frida omwana wawe neban. I'm proud. I'm blessed. Born alone, but now guess how happy he is where Dad did hanga kwechumra chirunja boku baby okozire. It's a heart of gold. Daud Sure. Thank you for telling me not to break. First get time to cry. I got it. That's why I'm strong right now. That did hang up hechumuro chirunji. Ndiaguma ninkukunda. Okagumaho wa playing both roles waba dad waba mami. Wanchutya wankoraza birthday zona. Oh. Ninkukunda ho kannochman. Ninchman mami akaje ngo abafu barebe. Good night.
Yeah,
everybody. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much, the children. We are believers, and this reminds me of the scriptures. Mind so much about what we live with the children, but what we live in them. Okugamba kwa bana abaya ba testimony, he has done it, and that's also one of the many dreams of General Tumwine that have come true. Let's now welcome the in-laws, Avayeta in love.
I think I should just start with thanks. Yes. I think let me first build strength for Daddy. I want to thank the doctors. Let me start with the doctors. Dr. Omoding, you hold a very special place in this family. there's a night Dr. Omodin came at 3 a.m. and was here till morning to be with Daddy, to help Daddy, to make sure Daddy was okay. He was the reason that, okay, it was God, but through him, Daddy was able to also enjoy. As you've heard, he found out, or it was confirmed 2 years ago. But he was able to attend all these functions. He was able to attend, to go and do his work, go home, visit people, see people, because he was in very good hands and a very good doctor. Thank you so much, Dr. Omodin. I would like to thank our bigger family that's not here, our aunties, our uncles that encouraged Daddy, Uncle Enos, Uncle Elly, Uncle Ezekiel, Daddy's friends. He really talked about you. He loved you so much, and towards the end, he kept on asking, do you know my 20 good friends? And we kept on telling him, but Daddy, they can't only be 20 because it's the whole world. Today it's this one, tomorrow it's this one, tomorrow it's that. But he loved each and every one of you. I can't mention all the names, but thank you so much for being such a good support system for him in his good and his bad times. I also want to thank, I'll start with the in-laws, in-loves, we call them in-loves. They became one of us. They may not be here, but they are really part of the children. Thank you so much. You know yourselves. I am not going to go down into mentioning names, but I'm going to do it anyway. Uncle D, Ron, Sheila, Terry, thank you so much for being part of the family. Daddy loved you, and you loved him back. We don't take that for granted. I want to thank my siblings. Guys, thank you so much for loving Daddy. And an auntie said that we didn't thank him when he was here. We thanked him. Each and every one of us thanked him when he was here. There is no doubt about that. So thank you guys for loving Daddy. As much as he loved us too much. But we loved him back, definitely. Right before I talk about Mommy, there's something I wanted to talk about. This was when we were in the hospital in Nairobi, when we were praying for him. One of the things that we were convicted about was to seek forgiveness on his behalf. So to ask God to forgive him of everything and that he did knowingly or unknowingly that was wrong, and just seek forgiveness so that he is on a clean slate. And I also wanted not to only do it with God, but with everyone here. In case Daddy wronged you in a way, please forgive him. He forgave you. If you also wronged him, he forgave you. He forgave you, he forgave you. We talked about forgiveness so much towards the end. And I don't know for people who went for functions that he was at, he talked about how he even forgave a mosquito. So, if he can forgive a mosquito, how much more a human being? Yeah? So, kindly take this apology from us on behalf of Daddy, and also receive forgiveness on behalf of Daddy. Okay. Mommy. Mommy, Daddy loved you. He loved you so much. He humbled to one. Yeah. He even gave you his own special name. That's how much he loved you. And that love is not going anywhere. You've been given how many? 1,000 for one. We may not be the same, but we will do our level best to love you and stand with you and support you and encourage you and pamper you and do everything and more. We love you so much, Mommy. Thank you for keeping your vows that you made before God and you made before Daddy. I feel like you've even gone beyond, and God is going to abundantly bless you and reward you for that. I can hold myself. Yeah, Mommy, we love you. Okay, now Daddy. I know they've talked about all the beautiful aspects of Daddy and how he was sometimes not simple. But for me, recently I looked at it and I said that simple was not being simple was just because he was so passionate. He was passionate about the things that he loved, all the things that he thought about. Daddy was such a philosopher that every morning there's a new philosophy. So you see life now. Every morning, what have you thought about today? Now let me tell you what I think about. And it goes on for like 30 minutes. So if you're late, you might as well count an hour after. Because Daddy would give you an example or just a new idea. And like Brenda said, he gave birth to another Daddy over here. So if you want to know Daddy, you'll also meet him through Dowdy. Dowdy is also a philosopher like that. Even with that said, actually, Daddy is alive in each and every one of us here. And even you, because he left something. If it wasn't blood, it was an idea. If it wasn't an idea, it was faith. If it wasn't faith, it was a story. It was patriotism. It was loving the nature, loving like all the things he loved and shared. He has left in each and every one of us. Like he always said, his 3 words are values, sharing, things, values, and sharing. And he did all 3. He had things and he shared them. He had values, he also shared them. And so they're in each and every one of us here. So he's going to live on. He is going to live on. May we take each and everything that we admired about him, he imprinted on us, and leave it on. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me say a little bit about my relationship with Daddy. Tukute. Thank you very much. So, Daddy, my relationship with Daddy, I am Daddy's last girl. And so many people thought I was the last born, but I am not. Jeremiah had to go to the village, but he will be back. And I think because of that, I can't take some longer. And I think sometimes it also went overboard, because there are times I felt like Daddy just wanted to see me as a flower vase in the house and know it's okay. He would ask Edna, and I'm like, but Daddy, I can't sit at home and just look. Me not have a conversation with me, not to, just for me to be home. And it used to rub me off the wrong way. Then I realized it was all love. And he did that for each and every one of us as well. We all have unique relationships with Daddy. No one can say, I don't know, how can I remember Daddy? If they're to all share memories, if they are going to share memories, they'll all be very unique. So, me and Daddy are very alike. Tukunda bantu, tutahope jenye, tuyaraifu. And one of those things he'd say, konki we, every wedding that is there for you, you go. And I learned a saying in Runyankolo. Ejuga ezare boroga. And after I learned that saying, oh, every time he'd ask me, Niwa wenko kuzo mbujenda, I said, Ejuga ezare boroga. So if you think for you, you wait for weddings. Now you wait for me. Because I will also attend just like you have. I also have as very many friends just like you have. And yeah, that was our relationship. The last thing, I got to spend Father's Day with him, the last Father's Day with him on the 19th of June, 2022. I put him in my car. You guys, I drove Daddy. I put a full jug in a small car, and I drove him to a restaurant, and we sat down and talked about so many things, conversations I am thankful for that I had. I remember
Yesu mwana
Saiko kunasisa Nebasa omurokozi.
I told him things that were really on my heart, because growing up, me and Daddy were very, very close. And then I think when I became a bit older, he became a bit too tough. And then I said, but that day we talked about certain things that I think had affected our relationship. And I wanted to share it not only with my siblings, but with everyone here. And it was one of the things that I told him about was anger. And it was something that had rid him of so much. And when I told him about it, he was actually shocked. And he was like, I thought I was so easy. I said, Daddy, easy? How? Like, you know how it reaches a point, and because he's such a military man, when it's here, like they've been saying, it is here. Try and fail, but never fail to try. That was Daddy. And so it started building fear. So I told him about it, and he said, you know, it's only people that are with, like, friends or see you or know you that can tell you these things and you realize. And he was so thankful for it, and he promised to be better. And he really was. He really was. It's not something that was going to change in a snap of a finger, but he was more intentional in, yes, letting go and letting God and catching himself. When he's about to, he's like, let me pour water on this fire. And it really enhanced very many relationships. It also enhanced his relationship with Mommy. And yeah, it was really something that we thank God for. Yeah. Yeah. Let me allow my siblings to say something. But Daddy, we love you. We always will. You are here to stay in us. And we are going to make you so proud.
What about you?